The scientific revolution was less of an actual revolution and more of a term used to describe the period when scientific progress took great leaps and bounds forwards. This period of time, from around 1500 to 1700, started with the teachings of Nicholas Copernicus and culminated with Isaac Newton's 1687 Principia, the three-volume work laying down the laws of physics and universal gravitation. But before we can begin, we need to discuss a certain character.
Good morning, students. I'm Professor Aristotle, and today we'll be learning about science. Ooh! Very fascinating, I can see. Okay, let's begin with planets. Earth is the center of everything, and the sun revolves around the Earth, correct? Can anyone tell me what a star is?
Ooh, pick me. I know the answer, please, pick me.
You bet.
Are they big balls of fire burning hydrogen gas in deep space?
Ridiculous. No. What would inspire you to say such a thing? I mean, come on. The stars are simply a light of heaven shining through holes in great glass balls surrounding the world, dummy. Brr.
Mr. Professor, sir, I have a question.
Go on.
What if I told you I'm an atheist?
Well, those aren't really a thing yet, but let's move on.
Oh well, I don't think that's quite right, Professor A.
No, it's perfectly right. It can't be wrong. My friend Ptolemy invented it. He named the theory after him.
Okay, Mr. Professor, sir.
So you get the idea. Greek-era scholars like Aristotle and Ptolemy gained their view of science from books written by a toddler. Not really, but that's how it seemed. Most of their genius was spent trying to come up with explanations for the odd things that didn't quite fit right into the theory. But it was sufficient for the people of the time, and during the Middle Ages, most people had things more important to worry about, like finding food. It wasn't until a man named Nicholas Copernicus came along that something else had to be done. Eclipses are nifty little things. This is cool. I wonder how they work. We'll have to find out. Ooh, I think I figured it out. Ooh, this is great. What about, oh yes, this makes perfect sense. Wonderful, woohoo, oh yeah, oh yeah. You there, good priest, come here a moment. You are well learned in the scientific arts, are you not?
Well, maybe not an expert, but I do dabble in science a little bit, yes.
Well then I'll share this with you. I developed a new theory about the Earth and the Sun.
And what might that be?
What if the Earth and the planets all revolve around the Sun? What if the Sun is in the center?
Wow, what a great theory. How about no?
Oh, come on, why not?
This is literally the worst idea ever. It goes against all scientific principles set by our forefathers of the scientific world.
So what? Why are you worried? New ideas come up all the time.
Yes, but yours is especially bad. But it goes against the Bible as well.
So you don't believe me? Dude, I'm a bailiff, military governor, judge, tax collector, physician, and reformer of the coinage, whatever that means.
Nope.
Still no one believes me. Arrgh! I'll show them. Ouch! I can't even break a stupid pencil. Yes, I've got this great idea. I'll take all my findings and put them into a book. I'll call it De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium, and everyone will think that actually means on the revolutions of the heavenly bodies. But it'll actually mean y'all a bunch of jerks, and you're wrong, and I'm right. So there. Nicholas Copernicus published his work in the year of his death, 1543. No one really took him seriously, though. It seemed to many that Copernicus was just a smart guy who had gone a little cuckoo. Until another astronomer along, this one by the name of Galileo Galilei.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes, what is it?
I've just received a letter from a friend in Netherlands. I thought you might be interested.
What's this letter say?
As you wish, the letter follows. Dear Galileo, my name is Dr. Bob.
His name is seriously Bob?
He is Norwegian. I have no idea how to say his name, so I went with Bob. Anyway, the letter continues. My name is Dr. Bob, and I have come across a new technology that you may be interested in. I've heard of your work and discovery in the area of science. and mathematics, and I wish to tell you a new device may assist you in new scientific discovery. It is a device that makes things far away appear very large. To enable detailed study, they seem to be working well for discovery of celestial bodies. It works using lens made of...
Is this letter real? Because I believe I could easily figure out exactly how these devices work. Let me see. Oh, you're dismissed, Aide. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Aha, you telescope. I have figured out your secrets and magnified you nearly 5 times as much as the original model I've designed. Let's see what you can help me to discover. Ooh, is that the moon? Look at it. It's all rough and bumpy. Wow, there's like terrain up there. That's cool. And ooh, what is that? Is that Jupiter? It is Jupiter. Those, they're moons. Wait, if there's moons up there, that means that Copernicus was probably right with his theory. This is great news. I'll have to share it right away.
You said... Yeah, we don't fully believe you. Prison? Prison? Yeah, off to prison you go. Goodbye.
So the church imprisoned Galileo because he wrote a book differently than the church told him to. The Pope had given Galileo permission to write a book about the theories of Copernicus versus those of Aristotle, but had warned Galileo to discuss the theories of Copernicus only hypothetically. He did not do so to the extent the church wanted. Plus, his discovery that the surface of the moon is rough and not smooth and perfect went against the church's belief that everything outside the fallen earth was perfect. So the church put him under house arrest. But Galileo had swayed the public. As more and more people got their hands on telescopes and turned them towards the skies, they began to realize that Copernicus and Galileo were right. In addition to his discoveries in astronomy, Galileo made advances in physics, motion, and mathematics, as well as in developing a new scientific method. All of these set the stage for the star of the scientific revolution show.
Oh, sweetie, how are you? It's so good to see you.
Hello, Mother. I've just been working on my latest theories about physics.
Oh, that's my smart little newtie, being all smart and all that good stuff.
Oh, I don't know, Mother. Look, I've discovered that light is formed of several parts containing a focusoid beam. Discovered all this ridiculously hard stuff about infinitesimal calculus, but I can't seem to figure out gravity.
Oh, you'll get it, dear. I'll go get you some cookies. Would you like to study in the garden?
Yes. Ouch!
What is it, dear?
Nothing, Mother. An apple fell on my head, that's all. This is more boring than my British government class at the university. Ouch! Why? Yow! That one was just rude. While you're at it, could you tell me how the Earth stays in orbit around the sun? Ouch! Hey, wait a minute. What if it's the same force that keeps making these apples fall on my head that keeps the planets in orbit? Maybe. Ooh, yes, let's see if this would work. This force could hold everything together like all this matter has the force. And the bigger the object, the greater the force. Ooh, that would be cool.
I have your cookies, dear.
I've done it, Mother. I've done it at last.
What
Come
is it?
closer. I've solved the theory. Why, when an apple falls on the ground, why does it not fly sideways or fly straight up in the air? That would make sense in certain cases, but it doesn't work like that now, does it, Mother? It falls down. So I think that all matter has this force called gravity that attracts other matter to it. The bigger the mass of an object, let's see, it'd be the bigger the gravity. I'll call it universal gravitation. How does that sound, Mother?
Oh, you're so wonderful. You're so smart.
Thank you, Mother. Now, I'd better get to work revising a pamphlet I sent to a friend the other day. And so, the small tract that Newton had sent to his friend became the massive Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, or the Principia for short. It is Newton's masterpiece and is considered to be one of the single greatest scientific works in the history of the world. It contained all of Newton's knowledge of science, including his famous laws of motion. Ironically, it was most likely that he was knighted due to political issues than for his work in science. Because of the works of these men and many others not discussed, we have science today that perceives the world much closer to what it actually is than what Aristotle and his followers thought. We have modern machinery like cars, computers, and rockets thanks to men like those mentioned here. To wrap up, a quote from Isaac Newton: "To me there is no greater earthly honor than that connected with advances in science."
This is embarrassing.
See you.
Hello, mother.
Wait, what? So.